And we are back with the round 4 Swiss round of the MSS today at TOG Bugis branch. For this game will be Rayne versus Harrold Khoo. Both of them are local players actually. Harrold Khoo has been around since the 16 days and has been consistently has been a very consistent player actually. And Rayne is relatively new, coming in at the end of 17 and is here in a fresh format of 18.
Yes, in fact, I mean, I personally knew him since back in 2016. I mean, we are friends, so I just brought him into the community. I believe we are very welcoming to him, in fact. So, and then I'm really very excited to see what he has about a fresh start perspective, what he has to bring for the VGC18 format.
Do we know anything about their teams today?
Personally, I team build a bit with Rayne. So Rayne is actually, he's a very big fan of Metagross. He believes that it checks a lot of the things in the present metagame, but there is a very interesting decision of the Tapu of choice. So we will take a look at the pre-preview. I shall not spoil it for the audience.
Yes. For Harrold, Harrold has been always running. Sometimes Harrold runs gimmick teams and has been proven to be quite effective, as well as he actually top cut a few PCs with gimmick teams such as back in 17 is like a Slowpoke Toko and a Palosan team.
Yeah, even like Scarf
example.
Smurgle, for
Yeah,
example.
Scarf Smurgle also was one of his special tricks up his sleeve.
Yes. Perhaps something similar, we will see, but even though that Smurgle has kind of dropped off in the viability rankings recently.
Yes,
so
because of the up rolls of better options, such as you know, more utility mons such as faster mon and bulkier mons and that kind of thing.
So Smurgle simply dropped down in usage, but I'm sure that he may have packed something else up his sleeve. So as I mentioned earlier, the team I built with Rayne was more with that focusing around Metagross, but the choice of the Tapu and the supporting Pokemon like Zapdos, Landorus, the item of choice was very unique. We debated quite a bit on that, but let's see whether he can come triumph on top of Harrold for this set.
And here Harrold does rock a team with Tapu Lele, Metagross, Zapdos, Landorus, Snorlax, and Paragon 2.
Whereas Rayne is running, the Tapu of choice, Tapu Fini, Metagross, Landorus, Tyranitar, Zapdos, and Cresselia. It's very interesting because typically Metagross pairs with Lele, but Fini is his Tapu of choice. So it may seem very weird at first, but according to him, he feels that Tapu Fini can offer in terms of the status prevention for example, like potential Will-O-Wisp of Metagross. What else? Almost of course the Muddy Water coverage and the Moonblast. Very interestingly, Moonblast even after Komoos now, you've seen so many Komoos. Moonblast after a Kamai can easily pick off any boosted Komoos as well.
Yes. However, both teams are actually kind of similar in a way where they both have Metagrosses, they have Landorus Terrain, and they have Zapdos together. And both have trick room options as well, with Rayne running the Tyranitar and Cresselia, while Harrold has the Snorlax and the sort of another duck.
The
Paragon 2.
Yes, at first it was touted as the the Cresselia of VGC18, but well, yes.
But now Cresselia is back, so you're just a duck against a moon duck.
Which duck will be better, we shall see.
Rayne does lead with the Zapdos Tapu Fini here, while Harrold does lead with the Zapdos and Tapu Lele. So it's
Battle of the Tapus.
Battle of the Tapus with their birds.
Okay, so it obviously first indicates that the Psychic Seed from Harrold's side, indicating that Tapu Lele is obviously faster than Tapu Fini. Whereas
but Harrold's pressure does proc first, which means Harrold's Zapdos might be faster than Rayne's Zapdos.
There's something worthy of note as well. And of course, the Misty Seed from Rayne's Zapdos.
And now, we actually know all the speed tiers of the Mon now, which is Harrold has both the faster Mon on the field, while Rayne has the slower Mon on the field.
Yes.
And Tapu Fini being the slowest here, so it might be actually, Zapdos might actually threatens Rayne's Tapu Fini.
Sure. I mean, potential items, previous or other Zapdos. And let's see what Tapu Fini can go for. I mean, the Kamai is also possible, but
the Taunt coming out from Harrold, preventing the Tailwind here, while Zapdos go for the Thunderbolt onto the Fini.
Well, without the booster, Kamai is going to chunk quite a bit.
Oh, that's actually quite a lot.
Yes, at the Tailwind.
No Tailwind for Rayne, but however, a Kamai boosted Fini is up on the field now.
I felt that Harrold has came out on top of this of this turn because taunted the Zapdos to prevent the speed control, and he himself damaging the Tapu Fini heavily.
You would actually think that if if the next Thunderbolt will actually pick off the Fini, or if it doesn't, it might actually go into the Pinch Berry range, which will heal back Tapu Fini.
Typically, okay, based on my experience after the +1, typically Zapdos that are built for seed variants are quite fat, quite bulky, and then therefore the damage will not be that much potential blocking of the seed.
And especially Tapu Lele might actually psychic into the Tapu Fini or Moonblast or Dazzling Gleam, which will chip Tapu Fini into the berry range and heal it back.
So at least Harrold can ignore the Zapdos for a while because then if he's taunted, he can't really do much. So sending Landorus. Again, the speed here is not very well established at the moment in time, so for Landorus' part, so we really shall see.
Harrold's Zapdos does go for the Tailwind here, grabbing the speed advantage that Rayne didn't manage to get. Zapdos does go for the Thunderbolt onto the Tapu Lele slot, and Moonblast does go into the same slot as well, wanting to pick off the Tapu Fini, but Harrold caught it and switched in immunity.
Yes, looking at the damage output from Tapu Fini to the Landorus, he also is very suggestive, very indicative that the Landorus is actually a Sword Vest variant. Typically, Choice Scarf will take more than half, depending on the investment.
Yes, especially that the Fini is already at +1.
Exactly. Yes.
Rayne choosing to preserve Tapu Fini by using a Protect. Thunderbolt does go, but Harrold caught the read and Thunderbolts into the Zapdos. Earthquake does come out, but Fini protected, while both Zapdos are immune to the Earthquake. Thunderbolt does go into the opposing Zapdos.
I see.
Both taking about the same amount of damage, but thanks to the seed boost that both respective Zapdos have.
Yes, but both, I probably missed the earlier screen, previous turn, so they probably have Tailwind, they can match Tailwind for Tailwind now is a potential play, but actually I felt that Harrold could have easily Rock Slided instead of the Earthquake.
Yes.
I'm not sure what was his decision behind and why he was so anxious to take it out.
And
it survived with a slip of HP!
And the Pinch Berry does proc for Rayne's side and getting back all of HP. However, will Earthquake be... But Harrold chose to Rock Slide instead. Perhaps he's going to hope for a flinch here on the Zapdos so that Rayne will not match the Tailwind.
Yes.
But Zapdos does flinch. Muddy Water does come out here. Will it be enough to pick off the Landorus?
I probably presume that it would not because as we mentioned earlier on, Assault Vest.
But it's very close and he does get the accuracy fail.
Yeah.
Which is in a way a trait, but Rayne is in not as good as a position as Harrold.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have the Tailwind.
Exactly. Whereas, if I'm not wrong, Harrold did not set up a Tailwind earlier.
He did.
He did. So therefore, speed advantage-wise,
it's still in Harrold's favor. However, Rayne can choose to protect to stop the last turn of Tailwind. His Zapdos, perhaps maybe a Ruse? A Ruse might be coming out?
Yes. Typically, Misty Seed variants, without any, like Peach Berry variants, recovery option, Ruse is also a typical move that you pack. So Harrold going for the Thunderbolt, trying to go for the kill, but he didn't get it. Let's see the accuracy drop really factor.
He does avoid and Tailwind does go off. Which now put Rayne in a fantastic advantage with a +1 Carmine Fini and having a speed advantage. He can spam Muddy Water and now his Zapdos is faster than Harrold's Zapdos.
Yes, exactly, and no safe switches. In fact, from Harrold's side, the Thunderbolt can easily, at least chip any of the potential switching to Zapdos. The Muddy Water will the
Muddy Water and the Thunderbolt will be enough to pick off Zapdos. However, he does go for the safer play here and Ruse choosing to preserve his Zapdos for future as he know that the Muddy Water will pick off the Landorus barring a miss.
That's right. Barring a miss, but the Zapdos...
But Rayne does land on the correct target.
So the more meaningful target.
Yeah, the more meaningful target.
Yes.
Onto the Landorus, which means his Zapdos is safe for now.
Yes.
Harrold choosing to match the Tailwind here. A very not a bad play here. Instead of taking out the Fini, he chose to match the Tailwind, which puts it in a position that he can bring in Tapu Lele for the Psychic Terrain.
Directly to threaten the Fini.
Yeah, to threaten the Fini or the Zapdos actually.
Yes, exactly. I mean, also noting the fact that the Pinch Berry from Rayne's
has
already
already
been eaten. Yeah, so therefore it's in threat of Psychic, but it's also priming the potential Metagross on switching for Rayne.
Especially Rayne also have Tailwind. So both of them are actually in the same speed now. And Metagross is known to be faster after Mega Evolving, faster than Zapdos and Tapu Lele.
Exactly. So it seems that on paper, Rayne is actually still quite in a good position. He doesn't mind the Fini going down at this point in time. And Zapdos can just try to cheat the Zapdos, but he goes
the
for the
does come out. Perhaps a Sakiam Z? Perhaps
lightly on the
onto the Zapdos?
Yes, lightly on the
so
Zapdos.
So it's a clean two knockout onto Rayne's side of the field. But with Tailwind still on the field, you might think that it's actually proccing for Rayne into a better position here.
Oh, for a free switching.
Yeah, into the Metagross.
Yes.
Or even the Landorus terrain that maybe Rayne has in the back.
Yeah, I mean it's very notable that Rayne has not revealed 2 of his Pokemon at the back at all. So
And Thunderbolt goes into the Fini, +1 wouldn't be enough to save him this time.
yes. So I'll be very surprised if he did not make Metagross, but it's the partner Pokemon that I'll be very interested in to know. So let's see.
You would think that Harrold might have something up, maybe the Snorlax at the back to soak up damage because of how bulky Snorlax tend to be EV to counter Metagross, and especially Snorlax have high horsepower to threaten the
Metagross
Metagross
minimally, yeah, at the very least.
Yes, and we do see Landorus coming out here. Perhaps Iron Head Rock Slide play here will be good.
Yeah, I mean, any potential switches will not be able to take the Iron Head very comfortably. So, well, I mean, the item on the Landorus is also not revealed. So I'm really very excited to see.
It's also kind of interesting to know that will Zapdos die to the Rock Slide from Rayne's Landorus.
That's also something interesting to note. Unless if he wants to nab a double KO, a potential Groundium Z will be something that he has to think about.
Harrold has his own Mega Metagross at the back.
Maybe.
You never know.
Yeah, but if he does, wow, it's such a big KO.
Just basically the same tree with a different Tapu on the team.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, it's a very interesting set because of the very light mirrors for both players.
Metagross does Mega Evolve here on Rayne's side of the field.
Immediately taking the 110 speed advantage. Oh wait, but Harrold has Tailwind, right? Oh, but yes,
both of them have Tailwind.
Yeah, both of them has Tailwind.
Metagross Mega Evolve here. Tapu Lele chooses to protect here. What does Rayne target? Ice Punch going into the Zapdos, calling the protect on Tapu Lele.
Yes, and having the KO.
It just show that Landorus is not Scarf. Oh, but it's shown to be the Groundium Z.
Yes.
So one side is the Assault Vest, the other side is the Groundium Z.
Yes, that's right. So, I mean, the Groundium Z idea was also mooted by him because he wanted an answer to AG Slash, or to at least, you know, something that not Darkinium Z can offer in terms of Tyranitar, but he has some other item, so suggesting that it's not Darkinium Z anymore.
Oh, but even the Protect, after the Protect, it still did about like 25%. That's
significant, I feel.
Still significant, around like 30-40%.
Priming it for Iron Head or Meteor Mash. KO.
Oh, and we do see Harrold bring his own Metagross in here. What a mirror. Well, except Harrold is rocking the Mosh, the silver Metagross here. A more shiny one.
Shiny! Bling bling!
Bling bling! Yes.
But the thing is, now Metagross is like, unless Harrold has
Harrold still, Rayne still have one more turn of Tailwind. You would think that Harrold might want to risk the double protect.
Double protect onto the Lele.
Onto the Lele and protect the Metagross, blocking it for the next like after Tailwind way off, you will outspeed the Landorus.
But you will have that's right because of the he can store out the Tailwind on Rayne's
side. You also have to wonder what kind of Metagross, what is the last move sword for Metagross on Rayne's Rayne's Metagross.
This is something that I did not know, so let's take a look. Typically for coverage against mirrors, they have Stomping Tantrum.
Stomping Tantrum just review here. Oh, but Harrold
choosing to go for it first.
Harrold's Metagross move. Harrold didn't protect the Metagross, but perhaps he knows the cut. But Rayne does have the Meteor Mash onto the Lele.
And the Earthquake Lightning will pick it off, right?
Pick it off. No, Landorus went for a protect here, choosing to store out Harrold's Tailwind.
I see. Yeah, so he has the speed advantage nonetheless.
So now, actually Harrold can just Ice Punch into the Landorus, and I don't think Rayne's Metagross can one hit KO the Harrold's Metagross.
It's very unlikely. Yes, it's
but
very unlikely.
that means they have to risk the speed tie now.
Yes, of course.
Zen Headbutt does go into the.
Maybe the finish will happen.
Maybe the finish will happen.
Maybe.
Are we seeing the finish?
Maybe.
No, didn't. But Metagross does go for a Zen Headbutt onto the Landorus. Perhaps it doesn't have Ice Punch, but it's a clean knockout in Psychic Terrain.
Yes. It looks like Harrold.
But it's a bit of a risky play for Harrold because Zen Headbutt may miss. So
if it missed though, I mean, you could turn out quite differently. I would say.
Because the ground move will go into Harrold's Metagross here.
Yes, and then it will be game. But Rayne still played to his house. But I just felt that he didn't switch a lot too much. Somewhat. Do you think that was quite viable? I mean, in your opinion, revisiting back, maintaining the board position by having the Zapdos and the Tapu Fini repeatedly without even switching, did he really overall benefit his board position?
Because Harrold didn't reveal his last mon, so it's a bit hard to say that. Not because especially you still have you have your tailwind up and that kind of thing. You know, you will really wonder like, perhaps he should have played it differently, but at the same time, if you both of his Zapdos and Finny can't really touch the opposing Metagross also. So there's a hard to say thing, especially your Finny has been chipped so much, your berry has been eaten already, and then perhaps taking away the psychic terrain will be better. However, Harrold does have the Stomping Tantrum to stop Rayne's Metagross, but looking from what we saw, Rayne doesn't have the Stomping Tantrum, but instead have the Ice Punch. Over the Stomping
cover
Tantrum. For the Landorus.
Typical Landorus coverage. Very, very typical. Some, like for example, in the first game for today's tournament, Nicholas ran Hammer Arm instead.
Yep.
So
we have seen a total of 3 different kind of coverage move on Metagross, which is fighting for Hammer Arm for fighting type, Ice Punch for ice type, and the Storming Tantrum for ground type.
Yes.
So it's like, but looking at the speed tier, and I wouldn't say that it's a speed tie between Rayne's Metagross and Harrold's Metagross, because both times Harrold's Metagross move first. Rayne's Metagross move first. So perhaps you might be thinking that Rayne is a more fast offensive one, while Harrold is more of a slow bulky one.
But it's very interesting to note that, I mean, the comment that you made is very interesting, because I would have presumed that the optimal way to run Metagross would be Jolly nature with speed boosting in order to take advantage of his speed, his speed gain after the Mega Evolution. So,
that means you'll be sacrificing your firepower for speed.
That's true also. So
I mean, sometimes it's a give and take. You choose what you want in life.
Exactly.
Same as life.
Sure, of course. So, but it's very interesting. I mean, twice, as you mentioned, he outsped the Metagross, but let's see if it happens the other time. But if it does,
but there's a speed tie after all. And now we does see the same lead coming out for Rayne, while Harrold chooses to up his game and bring the Zapdos Metagross instead, putting pressure on the Tapu Fini straight away.
Yes, exactly. Likely a 2-hit KO on the Tapu Fini. I'm not sure why Rayne did not adjust, but
I mean, there isn't much for him to adjust per se, because Metagross does have a clear body, so even leading Lando into this is counter-intuitive. But you do put out the what's that thing called? The Groundium pressure.
Yes.
Which at the same time you can match Harrold's Tailwind with your own Tailwind.
Yes.
So, it's a bit hard to say, but perhaps Rayne has a game plan in mind.
Sure, of course. I mean, potential Zapdos coverage moves has, due to the move tutor introduction in VGC18, they can have Heat Wave. At least it's a good way to damage Metagross.
Yeah, perhaps Rayne has Heat Wave on his team. On his Zapdos.
Hard to say. It's hard to say.
Like it's a good coverage move actually.
Yeah, it's a good coverage.
Especially from the looks of his team, he don't really have any. He don't have fire coverage at all. So perhaps Heat Wave is good. Rayne does switch out the Tapu Fini here into his own Metagross here.
Okay, but he's risking the potential Heat Wave from Harrold's side as well.
So having the mirror matches are a bit hard.
It's very interesting. I personally like commentating mirror matches.
Zen Headbutt does go into the Zapdos here. Will he get the flinch?
Okay.
Harrold goes for the Tailwind here. Can Rayne go for the Tailwind?
Yes,
Rayne
he
goes
does.
for the Tailwind. But you do have to note that the damage onto the Zapdos is actually quite pain.
It's very significant.
It's like 50% onto the Zapdos already. Actually, imagine Psychic Terrain was active on the field.
It would have
you will killed the Zapdos and no Tailwind for you.
Yes,
wow.
Exactly. So, it is significant.
Yeah,
I didn't expect it to take so much.
Presence the Metagross provide.
Yes, exactly.
Harrold does switch out the Metagross here into the Landorus, but the clear body is still on the Metagross. So it's kind of a iffy choice.
But he may have read that, and if he ice punches into the Landorus
into the slot, that will be
big,
very big.
Yes.
Rayne. But perhaps Harrold also caught the switch in on the Landorus from Rayne's side of the field
to cover for the potential staying in of the Metagross as well.
Metagross does Mega Evolve here. Will Rayne make the heart rate and go for the ice punch onto the slot?
Knowing him, he might. Sometimes he does make these kind of big plays.
Okay, we shall see here.
Yeah, let's see.
And
he did go for the ice punch, as I said.
But onto the Zapdos instead. But it's okay. He still do good. And Harrold reveals the Heat Wave here. How much will it do to Metagross? Significant.
But still, Metagross is still not too bad. Yeah,
however, Metagross is still faster than both the Zapdos and the Landorus.
Yeah, that's right.
Because
yes.
they have the same match on the tailwind. Right here.
Yes.
And
yes.
and no, especially it's at neutral attack now. Ice Punch will have knocked out the Landorus, and then after that he can just rock slide to pick off the Zapdos because it's single target.
I see. So Rayne actually.
Rayne is in a very good position now. Actually, the chip from the Ice Punch onto the Zapdos is actually quite significant.
Yes.
Because if he chooses for the Landorus slot, it will actually give Harrold a free switch in, which isn't a very good thing for Rayne.
Yes, exactly. So Zapdos choosing to retreat for Metagross. Wow, I mean, it would be big if he goes for a hard read, like for example the Groundium C to that slot, but it's very risky though.
It's very risky. Ice Punch just go into the Metagross slot, into the Landorus slot.
Lightly picking off? Yes.
Picking it off. So with a crit, but I don't think it mattered.
I don't think it mattered at all. Yeah.
Well, Rayne, okay, but Rayne rocks like choosing for the safer play.
Yes. Which is still fine.
Which is fine.
Yes.
Which right now Harrold.
The crit didn't know.
Yeah, didn't matter.
Okay.
But Rayne a bit lucky.
Yeah, so Zapdos coming in and both still, like what you mentioned, matching the tailwind. Metagross can easily threaten the Zapdos, Landorus can easily threaten the Metagross with the Groundium Z, but of course,
but
it's still slower. Ice Punch threat is still definitely present. Oh, but wait, Ice Punch. He doesn't have Ice Punch.
Oh right.
Harrold does not have Ice Punch.
Right, Harrold is stopping Tantrum.
Yes.
So actually Harrold's in not a very
kind of a pinch.
But Zen Headbutt may actually pick it. Zen Headbutt and perhaps a Heat Wave will pick off the Landorus because the, if I remember correctly, the Zapdos is slower.
Yeah, it's slower, so Metagross will move and then it will pick up the Zapdos. And then Landorus may likely land, assuming it does survive the Zen Headbutt. Or didn't finish.
Or perhaps he will switch the Zapdos out into double Lele and pick off the knockout onto the Landorus with a Zen Headbutt.
Yes,
which he did.
Yes.
So well, he just have to hope that the Zen Headbutt doesn't miss right now.
Of course.
But Rayne reads it and protects the Landorus.
Yes.
Perhaps an Iron Head onto the Zapdos slot.
Hopefully. Although you
but it's a safer Ice Punch.
Safer Ice Punch. Still good damage
nonetheless. Still good damage.
Yeah.
And both the tailwind speed out, it still doesn't change anything on the field because both Metagrosses are still faster. So they may actually aim for a trade here with the Zen Headbutt onto the Landorus. But Rayne can switch out his own Metagross for the Tapu Fini.
Yes, at least to neuter out the what do you call that?
The terrain boost.
Yes, exactly. So, but Metagross may not need to switch out. He can just simply switch into the Fini, and then Metagross going for the attack on the Lele.
Yeah.
But of course, the Lele obviously can protect. So there's also something.
Or perhaps Tapu Lele can just psychic into the Landorus slot. That's also a viable
at least
option.
still good damage on the Tapu Fini. Yes. I mean potentially any Tapu Fini switches.
But Rayne
Zapdos can still chunk quite a bit. Yeah. So it depends. Let's see what is the decision.
Okay, Rayne does switch out the Metagross into the Tapu Fini to neuter away the damage boost from the psychic terrain.
Yes.
But what will Harrold choose to do here?
Yes. Okay. Yes, the protect because to protect from the potential stay in on the Metagross. That's fine. And the stopping tantrum.
To try to chip it, but right now Metagross will go down to the Groundium Z.
Wow. But he has to pick his target though. But I don't see anything that's viable that's so threatening that the Metagross he needs to eliminate it as fast as possible. Lightly on the Metagross.
Yeah. But if only Harrold switch in the Zapdos, there will be a waste of a Z move.
Yes.
Yeah. And then he will set up his own tailwind, which will make his own Metagross faster. Which will make his whole team faster than Rayne's whole team.
Yes, that's right. So now left with Zapdos and Tapu Lele. Yes, maybe Lele can still somewhat damage Landorus, but the Metagross though is still a threat that he cannot remove, and Rayne is actually looking quite in a good position to take the game forward.
However, you do have to note that Harrold still have 2 faster Pokemon on the side of the field.
That's true.
Perhaps he can do something to get him back into the game.
At least the tailwind.
Yeah.
At least the tailwind.
But at this point of time, we really want to tail.
He should just attack, right?
You should just attack, but that means you give Rayne a free switch in. So actually, like Harrold have to make a decision here. Honestly, Harrold have to make a decision here.
Either to tailwind to get a better bot position, or to just. But I really, it's like a 4v2 situation. I feel that Harrold is in the pinch. Rayne recovered really well in this set. Noting the fact that the priority was to get rid of the mirror Metagross.
Okay, the Z move does come out here. The Psychium Z, perhaps onto the you would think that it will be onto the Landorus so that you will keep your Zapdos safe from the rock slide.
Yeah, it should because Landorus has taken quite a bit of chips, so even outside the Rayne, it will likely just
finish it.
Yeah, it should finish it. Finish it
no, but it was onto the Fini instead. So perhaps it's opting for the Psychium Tailwind play here.
Yeah. But what can Tailwind achieve though?
You'll be faster than Metagross. That means you get a Heat Wave off before the Metagross.
Ah, yes.
Oh, but unfortunately, the Rock Slide does manage to pick up Zapdos. And Rayne pivoting very well in this game 2 here and coming out with a victory of 3-1.
Yes, very commanding. I would say he managed his resources very well, and he prioritized the elimination of the Landorus and the Metagross.
Yep.
And he managed also to play the mirror speed control also and came out on top for this game. So this game definitely go for decisive game 3. In fact, it's the first game 3 set.
First game 3
for
we have on stream actually.
Yes.
Actually, right now after 2 games, you have to realize that Harrold is running more of a offensive Metagross type of team, while Rayne is running more of a defensive type of Metagross team, which goes to show why you need Fini instead of the Lele, because you want to protect your bulky Metagross from incoming status. It's like you're already sacrificing some of your attack for bulk on Metagross, so you wouldn't want to be neutered by more statuses such as the Wheel of Whips onto your Metagross, which will nerf your attack.
I see. So probably it's something that we can with the audience can actually take home for ideas when playing Metagross. It's not only Fini, Lele, Metagross is not just the only combination. In fact, we have seen from here it's very viable for Fini and Lele Fini and Metagross to pair with
together,
each other
and
to support each other in terms of the the field support. Yeah,
the field support. And also Fini does provide the water moves to counter Landoruses. It's like sometimes outside of terrain, I mean barring Harrold, that Harrold is carrying the Z Crystal, but sometimes without the Z Crystal you can't pick off KO onto opposing Landorus, especially right now as we've seen before. It's like Assault Vest are out there, so it's like Fini is actually the option there is actually is good.
It's good. It's pretty viable.
It's justified.
Yes, and I'm starting to see the point from here. But noting the fact that both Metagrosses, their coverage, as what we mentioned earlier, the coverage option, it can really still be very the game deciding factor. Because technically on paper, Harrow's Metagross can touch the Rayne's Metagross on the 1v1.
But Rayne's Metagross can touch the Landorus. So it's like it's like a very balanced kind of feel right now, and we'll be proceeding into game 3 now with Harrold Khoo versus Rayne.
For the mid-season showdown, Swiss round 4 at Harrold and Bugis TOG. I'm really very hyped because it's a mirror whereby both players manage their resources very intelligently, and it's a spectacle to watch, I feel.
Rayne going off with his favorite lead, the Zapdos double Fini lead, and Harrold opt to change it up.
Completely switch it up.
With the VGC18 original Snorlax Porygon 2.
Yes, I love the Fatty Bobo. So, well, Snorlax being the pivoting, it can act as a very bulky pivot. Typical sets I've seen. Run Curse, run Belly Drum. Belly Drum only took off very late into the VGC17 metagame. But right now, it's very interesting why he switched up. The lead is very, very different from the previous
going off track from the Metagross. It's like the setup isn't for Metagross, it's for Snorlax. It's time for Snorlax to shine.
Yes, exactly. I mean, potentially he can start to set up, and then what do you call that? The Rayne will not be able to break through. So
Thunderbolt goes into the Snorlax. Snorlax take it fairly well because of its very high base special defense.
Yes.
And a double target, perhaps going into the berry range.
Not even the berry range, for the belly drum.
And you presume that the trick room is coming out from the Porygon too.
Yeah. Oh my.
Rayne is in not a very good position now. The return will most likely KO both the Zapdos and the double Fini, and the Metagross is in threat of the high horsepower.
Yes, of course. No safe switch-ins, in fact, for Rayne right now.
At all.
Such a disastrous start, I would say.
Even the Landorus switching isn't good because you just make it into +5, then you just return might just knock out Landorus also.
Yes, in fact, the Porygon 2 typically has coverage.
As Ice Beam.
Yes, exactly. Also noting that it has no download, so it suggests that it's analytic.
No, it's download. It's
download.
Yeah, download attack range.
Apologies.
Yeah. So So it's like, whoa, Harrow's in a very, very good position now. Especially Porygon 2 sometimes also run the boat beam coverage, which can hit Zapdos for neutral and Tapu Fini for super effective.
That's true, that's true. So, I mean, typically, VGC7, back in VGC7, there was a mixed variance like return, you know. Okay, and
Return does go into the Zapdos with a critical hit.
Doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, most likely it didn't matter. Oh, but the Shadow Ball going into the Tapu Fini.
So likely opting for Shadow Ball, Trick Room, Ice Beam.
Recover.
Yeah, recover.
But you have to think that the Shadow Ball is a very interesting option, is to cover for AG Slash.
That's true. Yeah, but I also seen that grassroots tournaments in Japan has popularized certain Porygon 2s with foul play, which is very interesting because foul play can, when AG Slash is in blade form, it can easily 1-hit kill.
Yes.
So potential coverage option from Harrold as well.
Yep.
But I'm really fearing for Rayne because
Yeah.
right now 3 more turns of Trick Room with a +6 knowledge staring down at them.
You would think that Harrold wouldn't want to go for the recycle at all, so that he can carry on the offensive momentum going on. Especially the Landorus has the Groundium Z, which can KO the Snorlax from this range.
Yes.
Metagross does switching here. Perhaps Rayne want to shuffle the Intimidate, so
Yes.
to neuter the Snorlax. What about Ally Switch coming out for Harrold? What a joke.
Switch and the recycle.
Let's go for the recycle. So it's a very safe recycle here. And even if the Groundium were to come out from Rayne's side of the field, Porygon 2 will take it nicely, while the Moonblast will most likely go into the Porygon 2 slot also.
Yes.
Which Porygon 2 can recover the next turn. And Rayne goes for the command here. Harrold is still in a very, very good position here. Even if the Landorus switch in here, it will be only at +4, but the return will still do a lot of damage.
Exactly. I mean, he can easily read any of the Landorus switches. Having a return will still chunk heavily even on resisted. Okay, let's say assuming that the Metagross stays in, return. High horsepower
Will have killed.
will have killed it right
Honestly,
away.
I think Metagross right now isn't the main threat here. The main threat here is to take out Metagross's partner.
Oh
Because
yes,
you,
that's right.
if you have Metagross at the back, you have Stomping Tantrum. He has Ice Punch. He can't touch your Metagross at all.
Yes, that's right, that's right. So, he's choosing to Mega Evolve, but
Will he go for the Protect?
maybe. But I mean, for the potential high horsepower threat,
Yeah.
but I would, of course, like what you mentioned,
Oh.
I would prioritize taking out the Fini.
So Fini protects here. Will Metagross protect, trying to stall the Trick Room? No! Oh, but Harrold just go for the straight play and high horsepower into the Metagross. And that's a dead Metagross. +5 Snorlax.
Totally
Cleaning-
unstoppable.
Cleaning off Rayne's side of the field.
It's a very surprising turn of events. I mean, it's so dominating where the simple Trick Room belly drum setup just
Yeah, it just sweeps off the field.
checks
when-
Rayne's team
Yeah, perfect.
outright.
Outright, yeah. Oh,
My,
now.
I'm
now-
very surprised.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Harrold showing off how fat Snorlax can be. And
With the recycle, with the belly drum,
With the belly
with
drum.
return and high.
Yep.
Did we review return? Yes.
Yep.
And high horsepower.
Yeah. So it's at +4 now. But a +4 still will do a lot to the Tapu Fini.
Yeah.
And a potential Ice Beam can come out from the Porygon 2 onto
Exactly.
the Landorus to
Exactly.
cleanly 1 kill, because it's not the Assault Vest variant.
Yeah, unless Tapu Fini opts for the double protect, trying to stall the last down Trick Room, but the Porygon 2 can easily cover the Landorus even without Trick Room.
And even if
As
Landorus were to
inspires.
target the Snorlax, you will have to wait until the next turn. And
Yeah.
if Harrold expected that, Harrold just recycle, then you get one more berry. Then when you Groundium Z into the
A potential Zapdos at the back even.
yeah. So it's like, okay, +4 return going into Landorus, will it kill? And it's a clean KO. Getting swept by Snorlax.
I don't see how Rayne
Rayne
is
can
going to
recover
from
anymore.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh well, Trick Room
Oh.
ends. But who cares? Fini against the
Fini,
world.
Fini against the world, against
Yeah.
a fat Snorlax. Oh, Harrold commandingly taking the last
Yes,
game.
Ali switching.
Who
simply-
needs Mega,
Who
man?
needs Mega?
Who need Mega?
I'm just going to use the Snorlax to sweep this
Yeah.
entire team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moonblast does go into the Snorlax.
The last ditch attempt.
Last ditch attempt.
Yeah.
Not even close at all.
Shadow
Ball
Ball
going
and
in
return is going to finish the top.
into the Tapu Fini. The end. A very clean game tree from Harrold. Rayne
Yes.
had no chance.
Yes,
At all.
but I think perhaps Rayne was very caught off guard that he
Yeah.
opted to choose for Trick Room mode.
Yes.
Personally, I feel that I would not have expected such a lead. So it's very surprising. I mean, but it's very effective because noting the fact that the Rayne's team does not have really actual Trick Room answers. Even the Tyranta is somewhat faster
Yeah.
outside Trick Room to the Snorlax. So Snorlax can easily, cover for everything
on
in
Rayne's
this-
team.
Yes,
And then,
exactly.
honestly, even Tyranitar doesn't have a good way to solve for that. Yes, Tyranitar does get superpower, but your superpower just bring it to the berry range.
Yeah, it's
and
not
then
step.
he Trick Room, he barely drunk, he does cut down his HP, but but the next turn, the offensive presence is there.
Yes.
It just sweep off the field and everything. Oh my god, Snorlax.
I'm very impressed by how Harrold adjusted, and he took a very commanding set. But still though, we should comment on game 2 that where Rayne recovered well.
Very well, yes. He did recover very well. So perhaps that's why Harrold resulted to his Snorlax Porygon 2 at the last you know, at game 3.
So perhaps like the fast mode.
Yeah, which caught Harrold off guard. I guess you can say Porygon 2 Snorlax is a very cool strategy.
I learned something today. Ellie switch. In fact, Ellie switch. It was so controversial in the VGC community on the you know, like the cheese nature of this move, but it was very effective.
Yeah, it was very effective here. You see, it covered for the Groundium Z and the Moonblast for the slot. You see, even if you carry protect on Snorlax, right, you'll still get chipped until quite low. Then you have to waste one turn. But the ally switch is the surprise factor. Like, whoa, you switch and then you call the wrong thing, especially when you don't know ally switch is on the Porygon 2 at first. It's like it just caught you off guard.
Yes, exactly. And I'm very, very impressed. So now Harrold moves on to winning 4-0 on his Swiss round, but Rayne, no shame, still fought well, and he took a loss here, but still
very commanding play for in game 2. Like, you can see that he used all the information he gathered in game 1 and used it in game 2 and took that and took those information to get him the win.
Exactly. So I mean, it's no shame still. So it was a very good set. I'm very, very entertained. So we'll move on to the interview for Harrold for the winner of the round 4 of Swiss in the mid-season showdown held at Bugis Toys and Games. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Okay. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stream for the VGC mid-season showdown held at Bugis Toys and Games.
Hi.
Here we have the winner for Swiss round 4 against Rayne, my friend, by the way. Harrold, Khoo, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was a very commanding victory in terms of the... I really like game 3 a lot. Ali switch Porygon 2, wow. And belly drum, he simply just can't do anything. But going into the game, when you saw it was like somewhat of a mirror, what was your game plan generally?
So for game 1, it's like basically it's a mirror except for the toughest. So I'll just try and play and see, like scout all the moves and items, all this. So for game 2, I actually predicted that he will use Cresselia, like a trick room mode. So I'll still bring the same thing, but then just leading Metagross so I can like gaining Tapu's Lilies or Psychic Terrain, and then to see whether if I need to Mega into and then hit onto one of slot.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting also you opted for Stomping Tantrum or as a coverage move as what we have seen in the previous streams like Hammer Arm or Ice Punch, like for example your opponent Rayne. So any reason why Stomping Tantrum?
The reason why I chose Stomping Tantrum is because normally when I use Ice Punch, I'll get intimidated first after I Mega Evolve, and then it cannot one-hit KO Landorus and Salamence.
That's true, that's true. So well, perhaps Stomping Tantrum can also cover for potential AG Slash, and it's a very interesting choice that you opted for Shadow Ball on AG Slash, but FYI, Foul Play does the same thing, and in fact it can damage more, but that's something you can consider. So yeah, so 4-0, very commanding. I'm sure that, I hope that you can continue to win and then advance to the top card elimination for today's tournament. Any shoutouts?
Well, the last shout all my friends who actually created this team with me. Actually has some last minute changing with the trick room core, the Snorlax MP2.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not very comfortable with. I feel like with the belly drum is actually much more comfortable with now.
Sure, of course. And good luck. And here we have winner for round 4 of Swiss in the Midseason Showdown held at TOG, Harrold, and stay tuned for the next round of Swiss at round 5.